Planning a Somerville patio or driveway? The Insider's Guide to Permits and the Green Score. All right, let's just dive right into this. If you're a Somerville homeowner and you're dreaming of, a new patio, a wider driveway, or a total backyard makeover, I'm here to give you the contractor's inside scoop. Think of this quick explainer as your cheat sheet. We're going to break down the local regulations so you don't get totally blindsided down at the permit office. Because understanding these city rules before you break ground, well, that's going to save you time, money, and honestly, a whole lot of headaches.
30. Now, you might think a tiny little backyard project just flies right under the city's radar, right? Well, not here. In Somerville, any paving over just 30 square feet instantly requires an engineering site construction permit. To put that into perspective, 30 square feet is literally just the size of a tiny 5x6 foot landing. Oh, and a quick heads up, if you are doing any work within 24 inches of your property line, bam, that permit is triggered automatically, regardless of the overall size.
So, think you can just pour concrete in your backyard? Let's say you just hire a standard crew to pour a slab or slap down some basic pavers. Well, think again. If you try that today, your project is going to completely fail inspection. See, the city's sewer system just cannot handle the extra stormwater. It's maxed out. So, their rules strictly mandate absolutely zero surface or drainage water runoff into public drains, which means traditional impermeable surfaces, they are basically a no-go now.
We're looking at standard paving, which is now banned, versus the Somerville mandate, which requires 3/4 of an inch of on-site mitigation. So instead of washing rainwater right out into the street, Somerville says you have to handle it on your own property. You've got to trap that water and let it soak naturally back into the earth. To actually pull this off, the math works out to needing 1 square foot of permeable pavement for every 5 square feet of standard paved area. And actually, scratch that. If you're pouring a brand new or expanded driveway, that requirement jumps up to a 2:5 ratio.
Which brings us to the Green Score. This is Section 10.4 of the Zoning Ordinance, an environmental performance standard for landscaping triggered by any new principal building or substantial renovation. It awards points across soil, ground cover, plants, trees, and engineered landscapes. So what does this actually mean for you? Well, if you're tackling a major project, you're going to trigger this Green Score. Basically, the city is going to rigorously grade your entire landscape's environmental impact. It's kind of like a report card for how eco-friendly your property is, grading you on soil quality, the plants you use, and those engineered landscapes like the permeable patios we were just talking about.
Looking at the requirements, you'll see a neighborhood residence zone requires a minimum green score of 0.35, while the commercial core needs a 0.20. But here is the insider secret that smart contractors use all the time. You can actually strategically stack de-paving bonuses and tree multipliers to effortlessly hit these targets. Seriously, ripping out old, cracked asphalt and planting a native tree right next to your new patio? That is the literal cheat code to acing your green score.
Now for the Permeable Paving Code standards, we're talking a minimum 5-inch aggregate depth, maximum 5% slope, specific ASTM angular stone bedding, a number 57 stone subbase, and a massive 100 inches per hour initial infiltration rate. I know, that is a lot of technical jargon, but the point is, to actually get your green score points, you have to build this right. This isn't just, laying a few bricks in the dirt anymore. You are essentially building a highly engineered, hidden stormwater management system underground, and that is exactly why you need a specialized installation crew.
And here is a huge warning. Sand joint filler is strictly prohibited. Listen, using standard sand between your pavers is a massive rookie mistake. In Somerville, it is totally banned for permeable systems. Why? Because sand instantly clogs the joints, and then the water just pools right underneath. And thanks to our brutal New England freeze-thaw cycles, that trapped water is going to freeze, expand, and cause your beautiful new patio to heave and crack before spring even hits. You absolutely must use the proper angular joint stone.
Let's look at the contractor best practices for permitting. 1. Submit stamped drawings. 2. Provide a stormwater mitigation plan. 3. Submit a lot coverage table. And 4. Execute 95 to 98% subgrade compaction with edge restraints. To guarantee your project actually gets approved and lasts for decades, your contractor has to follow this exact process. Before a single shovel even hits the dirt, they need all that paperwork locked in for the city engineers. And during the build, that heavy-duty subgrade compaction is absolutely crucial so the foundation won't shift. Frankly, if your crew doesn't know these exact terms, they really shouldn't be digging up your backyard.
Finally, call the Somerville experts at American Elm Landscape and Boston Patio Design at 781-859-5304. Listen, you really don't want to risk a failed permit, thousands of dollars in fines, or a cracked driveway next winter. You need guys who know these local engineering codes inside and out. So give the code-fluent pros at American Elm Landscape and Boston Patio Design a call at 781-859-5304 to get your project started right the first time. Because ultimately, as city regulations just keep getting greener and stricter, every homeowner has a choice to make. Will your backyard be a concrete liability or an eco-friendly oasis?